45 officers, according to the County Public Defender's Office, and all of their cases are now in question. With every new racist text unearthed, an officer identified, the fear and outrage grows.
It frightens the community to know that the people that are charged with protecting them, the people who are funded by their tax dollars, feel a certain way about them, are joking about committing violence against them.
In a new letter to the Contra Costa County District Attorney, Public Defender Ellen McDonald reveals there's now at least 45 Antioch officers on text chains they call racist, homophobic, and violent against black people. McDonald also confirms at least 16 of those officers are in leadership roles.
The number of officers involved is so deeply concerning. It raises questions about how this went on for so long, who was complicit, what was the impact on all of, not just the cases, but the people who called for help. There are people who are sitting behind bars based on the testimony of these officers who are now proven to be incredibly discredited, racist bigots acting under the cover of law.
All of the texts that we seen and the ones I'm about to talk about in a second came from a 14-page report that was revealed on April 14th. According to this news report, we'll put the link in the information, revealed a pattern of officers using racial slurs to refer to African Americans and expressing both a desire to use violence against them and satisfaction at doing so. Let's get straight into some of these racist and charge-worthy, because they're not only just racist. These are charge-worthy text. "I'll bury that N-word in my fields," said Sergeant Joshua Evans, Antioch's officer, Morteza Amira, and Officer Eric Rumbo. "No, they didn't push in that far. Bunch of guerrillas surrounding us and taunting a fight since we were hooking." Racial slur. Let's keep going to these messages about how these police officers are lying on their police reports to get convictions. "Since we don't have video, I sometimes just say people gave me a full confession when they didn't. Gets filed easier." Amiri texted an officer in Brentwood. If you don't know anything about the law, someone who has no evidence against them, right? And they go to court and the police officer gets on the stand and say that they confessed to a crime, video is not required for that confession because our system is set up to take the word of the police officer. So people have actually been convicted solely based on these types of racist officers walking into court and saying, "Oh, he confessed to the crime," and any other circumstantial, weak, possible, or no other evidence that they have. Let's move forward. A raid to arrest a 22-year-old. Documented Officer Rumbo texting Detective Robert Gerber, "Bro, I can't wait till 40 all of them," referring to the using of the non-lethal sponge rounds officers used during a raid. Now, I'm going to insert here where you can see what these sponge rounds look like, because these aren't your toy store sponge rounds for your little toy guns that your kids play with. And I'm going to show you through a clip video what the impact force looks like. And I just want you to imagine that on a human being's body. But then post that video, I also have some pictures of what these non-lethal experiments have done to people in their actual body and skin. Days later, Officer Rumbo messaged another officer, "Bro, my foot hurts." Asked if he'd kick one of the men. Rumbo replied, "Yup, like a effing field goal," before adding, "Gotta stop kicking N-words in the head." Last text. Officer Ramirez sent a text saying he'd buy a prime rib dinner at a steakhouse to any officer who used the 40mm sponge bullets against Mayor Thorpe. What happened to these officers? What's their current situation? Are they employed? Are they fired? No. People are protesting right now because some of these officers are on paid leave. Some of these officers have resigned, but others of these officers are sitting comfortably at a desk in the department, getting paid by the tax dollars of the people that they abuse. There are almost 18,000 police agencies, sheriff's departments, state troopers' offices, federal law enforcement agencies in the United States, and they are continuing to build more and more, and they are putting millions and millions and millions more of dollars every single year into building these cages. These officers leave one department and just go to another doing the same exact thing. They are migrating, not excavating, which just means they are moving but not being actually removed from police work where they can't do this to people anymore. Why is this happening in the police department? Wasn't the police department formed to protect and serve us and keep us safe? No, it was not. When slavery ended in 1865, for a very quick history lesson, for a lot of people, because enslavement lasted past then for other slaves, they were desperate. And when I say they, I mean white people were desperate to figure out a way to undo the end of slavery. Why? Outside of their automatic belief system that they were superior to black people, all of their wealth was walking away. Because black people were the wealth that they used. Because black people were what they used to accumulate their wealth. Black people were not only sold to produce wealth, but they also produced the items in agriculture that white people sold to make money and profit and build their wealth that they have today. So not only did the black people they used to make money get to walk away, but the money and profit they made from what the black people produced walked away too. Their business of human torturing went from booming to buried overnight. So what did they use to revamp their business, revamp their system? They used one word: criminal. Criminal. To recreate slavery. This is systematic racism, because people who create the system that we have to live by on the daily basis, who have the power to take away your liberty, your rights, your life, these are the people who create the system that we walk and talk in today. And if those people who create the system are racist, then you have systematic racism. Stay woke.